Every time I had a piece of kueh salad, I would think of my grandma. So I'm sure every family that makes kueh, they have their own recipe. I think it's important for kueh to be carry on this tradition. Otherwise, there will be nothing for young people to like remember. I mean, like, oh, my grandma used to make this, the taste would be like this. Kueh is a very traditional craft. The younger generation don't really understand. If we're not going to do it while we are still having a bit of memory of it or some recipe to carry on, I'm sure nobody will know what is kueh.
It's not surprising because we're always chasing after the latest fat food, right? Kueh is always associated with nostalgia, something that your grandmother makes or brings back. But actually, if you look at the entire of Asia, every community has their own version of kueh, and it's very, very fascinating. Even within the different communities, there are different ways of making the kueh, and they differ in the taste and texture.
They are actually very creative. They would make something out of whatever that's easily available to them. Coconut, tapioca flour, sweet potato flour. As long as you are in Singapore, I think all your dishes will evolve around the same ingredients.
What's the kueh? It's a passion project for us.
2粒白的
OK，一下子啊。
We want to promote responsible eating, to source ingredients as locally as possible to reduce the carbon footprint. There's a Chinese saying called 就地取材, which is using ingredients that is from your region for your food. It's not a new concept. It's actually practiced by our ancestors a long time ago. We try our best to buy from local stores, support farms, and even from the mom and pop stores. If we don't support them, they won't be around much longer. It's a mutual support system.
Part of the reason why we start Where's the Kueh is also to have something that is healthier.
We couldn't find the right amount of sweetness that we like. That's when Guo Hui started experimenting with kuehs.
We try some old recipe that we found, we trial and error, we fed our friends. It takes a lot of research. We don't use artificial colorings or accents. Of course, it would be more tedious that way, but if there's a choice, why not?
Responsible eating is not just about finding a better, a healthier alternative. It's also about no single-use plastics in our packaging. It's also about responsible disposal of food thereafter in the production. As a home business operating out of our apartment, it is very challenging to be able to provide a whole circular economy from sourcing of food all the way to disposal of waste. But we try our best. For example, the pandan extracts or the fibers, the eggshells that were used for kueh salad, they get composted as well. I did a research on high-rise composting. If you compost responsibly and smartly, you wouldn't invite pests into your home. The tools for home composting is just a bin and an accelerator. You actually don't really need a lot of space. You leave it aside for a couple of months or weeks, right? And it actually becomes a fertile compost soil for your plants.
We are not expert in this, but we are just trying to do our part. We are trying to use like alternatives like banana leaf. Of course, cost will go up, but the thing is, if it's going to help the environment, why not? Why do we have to like do a business that in the end it harms the environment for our future generation?
Where's the Kueh started out as a passion project for us, and it has evolved to be a lot more than we've expected. Every compliment, every encouragement that we had along the way really motivates us to want to do even better and to be able to preserve a local heritage, and we are really proud to be able to do that responsibly.